15 years is a long time. It's enough for wounds to heal, memories to fade, and people to change. But when I saw Ryan again after all those years, it felt as if time had turned back, and every hidden scar inside me began to ache again. Ryan was my first love. We met when I was 19. A college student trying to make ends meet. I worked evenings at a small cafe, serving coffee and smiles to strangers. He was a business student with big dreams and charming words. He used to wait for me after my shift, holding a cup of hot chocolate for me because he knew I never had enough money to buy one myself. He said, "One day, I'll be rich enough to give you everything you deserve." Back then, I believed him. Our love was young, simple, and full of promises. We talked about getting married, buying a little house, and building a life together. But life doesn't always go the way we dream. A few months before graduation, Ryan started spending more time with a wealthy classmate named Sophie. She drove a luxury car, wore designer clothes, and came from a family with money. I didn't think much of it at first until one day he stopped answering my calls. My messages went unread. My heart grew restless, and my nights became sleepless. Then I saw them together. They were laughing in the cafe where I once worked. He was holding her hand, the same hand they used to hold mine so tightly. I stood frozen, tears burning my eyes, watching the man I loved slip away like sand through my fingers. He didn't even say goodbye. He simply disappeared from my life, leaving behind 1,000 broken dreams. For a long time, I blamed myself. Maybe I wasn't good enough. Maybe love wasn't enough. But as years passed, I learned that his betrayal wasn't my failure, it was his choice. I focused on building myself back up. I finished my degree, got a steady job, and found peace in small victories, things like paying my rent on time, helping my parents, and finding joy in ordinary days. Still, a small part of me never forgot him. Not because I still loved him, but because first love has a strange way of staying in our memory, like an old scar that no longer hurts but never fades. Then one evening, 15 years later, life decided to play a cruel joke, or maybe a kind one. I was invited to a charity gala organized by the company I worked for. The ballroom was filled with soft music, expensive perfume, and people dressed in elegance. As I moved through the crowd, I heard a voice behind me, a voice I hadn't heard in years. "Is that really you, Emma?" My heart skipped. I turned, and there he was, Ryan. The boy I once loved, now a man in a tailored black suit, with confidence in his walk and pride in his smile. Time had changed him. He looked successful, maybe even powerful, but his eyes were still the same. For a moment, neither of us spoke. The past hung between us like invisible air. "You look the same," he said, breaking the silence. I smiled faintly. "And you look expensive." He laughed softly, the way he used to when he tried to hide his nerves. "I guess life has been kind to me," he said. We talked politely. He told me about his company, the real estate business he built, the luxury cars, the travel, the recognition. I listened quietly, my heart calm. Not because I didn't care, but because I had finally moved on. When I asked about Sophie, he hesitated. "We divorced 5 years ago," he said flatly. She laughed. "When the money became more important than the marriage." For a moment, he looked like a man who had everything but nothing at all. His voice cracked slightly when he said, "I thought success would make me happy, but it only made me lonelier." I looked at him as a man who once broke me, and felt something I didn't expect. Pity. Not anger, not revenge, just a deep, quiet sadness for what he had lost. He asked, "Are you married?" I smiled. "No, but I'm happy, truly happy." He stared at me for a moment, then whispered, "You were the only one who ever loved me for who I was." I met his gaze and said gently, "And you were the one who taught me to love myself." That was the end of it. No change, no dramatic goodbye, just silence filled with truth. As I walked away that night, I looked back once. He stood there alone, surrounded by wealth and lights, but looking emptier than ever. And I realized something powerful sometimes. Losing someone is the best gift. Love gives you. Ryan became rich, yes, but I became strong. He gained gold, but I gained peace. And when peace lives inside your heart, no diamond can ever shine brighter.